In 2008, I deployed in Iraq. I was designated as a combat lifesaver. One day at our entry control point, we had an individual come in the back of a pickup truck. He was a local Iraqi, and he got shot in the back, and out the front of him, his intestines were just hanging out. From my training and everything of being an EMT, I just went into straight work mode. Got him bandaged up, everything kind of wrapped up, got IVs started, and we waited for a medic to arrive so we could send him off. To this day, I still live with that, and it's one thing that I've always lived with is just I don't know if that gentleman lived or not. I know I worked to the best of my ability, but there's just so many unanswered questions. Transitioning back home was a big thing of just trying to go from that world back to everything is hunky-dory in the U.S. I ended up separating out of the military. I met my wife in the military, went through various jobs, various schooling, everything like that, and just trying to find where I wanted to go with my career. We moved 5 or 6 times, and every time we would move, I would just keep moving my bow in this bow case, and it never got used. And I just, one day I looked at my wife and I'm like, I need to find something in my life that is a constant, that I can surround myself with other individuals and just find that network of individuals to be with. When you're in the military, you create a huge camaraderie with a certain group of individuals, but that's because you're working with them. So once you separate from the military, you're just thrown out there, and it's trying to figure out your way in the world, and you have this empty hole in your heart of just wanting to be with people that are like-minded like you, and just fill that void that you don't have. I was able to find a local organization that was teaching veterans how to hunt, but I found a lot of flaws in the program, and it really bothered me because there was so much potential to capitalize on teaching veterans, not only in the sport of archery, but creating a network and a group that you can count on again that you had in the military. So I reached out to a couple old students. I brought the idea up of let's start our own organization that we can control ourselves. We can get the individuals in that we see that need help, that are struggling from either PTSD or daily stressors in life, and teach them a new sport that breaks them away from that downfall that they feel every day, and put them in a different direction.
10. First time on camera?
Oh God, nervous as hell, Chris. I'm like checking my watch to see where my heart rate's at right now. Chaz Puntillo. I'm the civilian in Archery Origins, and I actually grew up hunting and fishing with my dad, my uncles, and my grandfather. I've shot bow my whole life. Started hunting when I was 12, and shooting a bow when I was younger was purely for hunting. As an adult, that has almost changed 180 as to why I shoot my bow now. It's now more around the camaraderie, the friends that you make through archery. Kyle and I connected because he told me that he was teaching veterans how to shoot a bow, how to hunt, and it wasn't for the sake of hunting, but for this therapeutic release that these veterans would get through shooting a bow, which until I talked with Kyle, I didn't even know that was a thing. When he was describing what he was doing with these vets who have shot guns maybe their whole life but never picked up a bow, and how that has a profound difference, I needed to get involved. And just watching these grown men go from no idea how to shoot a bow, and in 6 weeks, super proficient, asking great questions, getting to see the excitement and the passion for this brand new sport to them.
Another nice thing about this location is, like, I could climb this platform if we put one of our students in that stand and, you know, glass from here, or I could climb higher with my saddle and glass from here. So there's opportunities to actually guide somebody on a hunt and not just send them to a stand or a pin on Onyx. And that's why I like this spot.
I am currently in the Army, just going on 22 years. So I belong to the 55th Soul Support Team. I am the Operations NCO, so I kind of manage future planning for our organization. I was a little bit of a trouble child, and my parents asked a recruiter to come talk to me. I think the purpose behind having the recruiter come talk to me was to kind of scare some sense into me. But that recruiter told me that I could get stationed in Hawaii if I wanted to. I could have that written into my contract, and that's all I had to hear. I don't think there's really any secret to the fact that a significant amount of service members and veterans experience PTSD that is directly related to their service. And although I don't experience PTSD, I have what I consider, pretty significant anger issues. And knowing what archery has done for me, I wanted to give that back to other vets as well.
Why did you jump on?
Because I retired in 2017, and I needed something to focus on. And because you hear about a lot of these people who work 20, 30 years, retire, and then pass away.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be one of them guys.
Sure.
So I needed something to focus on, keep my mind busy.
Yeah, that's good.
Did 4 years in the Corps, had a
that-
13-year break, and then joined the Guard.
Okay, so it was Marines first.
Yep.
And then Guard. Okay.
Spent it all in Japan, Philippines, Korea.
I have received a lot just based on my service, and I wanted to become part of that, part of the group that's now giving back to the men and women that serve our country.
Yeah, I'm Jeff Reimer. I served in the Air Force in 2016, 2019. I was a critical care air transport team nurse, or CCAT. Pretty much right when I got out of nursing school, I knew that I wanted to serve the military population. So when I separated from the Air Force, my family and I moved up to the Twin Cities area, and I got involved with the archery program that I met Kyle at. We wanted Archery Origins to be something that was not just like a crash course on like what you need to do to potentially put a deer in the freezer, but really to get veterans into a community. Yeah, we teach the fundamentals, and we teach, the specifics of archery and how it can be applied to other aspects of, you can do the 3D shooting or hunting, but really developing that network of guys that can, you can call up whenever you need.
PTSD or any of these stressors that we're trying to help with, those aren't going to go away, and they're going to ebb and flow. Where you might be in our class and be managing it really well, and then you may have a tough couple months or years or whatever, and we want to be that extra support for you. And that's where we're not just about hunting or shooting or anything like that. That's where I envision this organization, the real impact, I guess. the archery is just the one kind of common activity that we can all start. You know, that's our beginning.
As long as I can look back at it and there's individuals out there that we're shooting with, as soon as they send an arrow, it's either at a 3D target or when we're on a hunt, and you can't take that smile off their face when you see it for the first time and know that they're hooked. And that's what drives me every time, is because we can change people's lives, but we just need to get the opportunity to do it.